and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year to you all. It's a beginning of another year. I think it's another chance for all of us to write another story about our lives. I mean, it's how every year you have a first a book again, and this is a time for us to start writing on that first blank page of our life, and then we're gonna call it my life or for 2020. So if you're gonna do that, make sure you write a phenomenal story that you will actually your future self will thank you, and also your kids and your family. And make sure you also include to set up a goal, put a date on it, and make sure that you work on it and just make it happen, because this is why we are here, diba? I know all of you who are here on this, sandali, hindi mag-forward ang aking slide. All of you who are here on this call, I think I'm assuming are builders or trying to build, and you're probably attending this class kasi inisip nyo, paano kaya ako how can I learn on how to identify committed and capable leaders? Well, the truth is, lahat naman tayo, everybody is capable, right? But the Jared was talking about commitment. That's something that everybody must commit to do. You cannot really accomplish a lot of things if you do not commit yourself to something, right? So I think we can all agree for one thing as doTERRA leaders, or if you're in a business, but definitely with doTERRA leaders, that not everybody na nagsasabi sa inyo na, hey, I want to do this as a business, will do it, and not everyone who will tell you na I will never do this as a business, will never do. Kasi that's how I was. I told my friend that I will never do the business, pero look at me now, right? So marami na akong na-meet na tao. I mean, I've been with doTERRA for 10 years, but I didn't do the business right away. But I have met a lot of people telling me that, and I usually get so excited, and tapos uwi ako or tatawag ako asawa ko, sabi ko, yay, I think I found a builder. I found someone who's gonna commit to join with me on this doTERRA journey. And then after a few weeks, you don't hear from them, diba? Hindi na nagpaparamdam, parang you try to follow up, and wala rin. So but here's the thing, hindi naman lahat ng in-invite ng natin, na in-enroll natin, di ba? Not everybody that we enrolled, they attended the intro class. Or if they do, it doesn't matter. Just keep on inviting them to the class, okay? If they show up, hindi lang sa klase ng team nyo, you can also invite them sa corporate events. If they show up, that means there's a possibility that they are excited about the product. That they want to do more than just using the oil, that they're probably thinking, oh, this probably is something that I can start sharing with my family and friends. But if you have to ask me how to identify yung mga committed builders, I would say one must be passionate about the oils. Everybody. I mean, I have someone who approached me before saying, oh, you know what, I want to do this as a business. But when I asked, did you use the oils, the sample that I gave you? And he said, I don't have time. I am so busy, but I want to do this as a business, because he saw that this could be a really good business. And I said, oh, you have to be passionate about the oil. You have to use the oils first before you can do this as a business. And sure enough, you don't hear back after that. And another thing, because of the mission of doTERRA, one must love to help people. Because if you don't have that in you to love and care other people, and then you cannot be successful on this business, it's going to be tough. Okay, and you can also identify one when they start hosting their own classes, and when they start, if they cannot host their own class, at least invite you as an upline to do the class for them. And that's going to be a really to show you that they are committed to doing this as a business. When they do attend classes on a regular basis, most of the leaders who are doing the business and my team, it doesn't matter. It can be over and over again, the intro class. They keep on attending and attending the same class every single week. Sometimes we do intro classes 2, 3 times a week, and they do attend. And when I talk to them, they learn something every time. And also when you invite them to the corporate events, you see them attending that as well. And when they're inviting people, of course, that means they're sharing. And when they start taking action and showing results, like they start sharing their testimonials about the oils, about the products, and then they also start setting up their LRPs, and you see them that meron silang mga enrollments. And of course, when they start reaching out to you and start asking questions about the business strategies and how do I place this in new enrollee of mine? Where can I place it? Who is the sponsorship or enrollership and so forth, and how do I make money? How do I explain it to people? So different questions that when they ask that, they are really, really committed to do this business, to join you on this business. And of course, when they start taking responsibility of the team, even though it's a small team in the beginning, they start taking responsibility of that group of people that they have. And that's one way I could probably identify committed and capable builders, leaders for doTERRA. But let's talk about challenges. I mean, we always have challenges all the time, and each leader has his or her own way of leading team. Pero I can tell you, there's one thing common in all the leaders, and it's all the challenges that we encounter while building this business. But one thing I can really assure you is the bigger the challenges, the bigger the opportunity, especially with doTERRA. Challenges are part of our lives. I mean, kahit na hindi doTERRA ang business nyo or on our daily livings, it's there, right? I don't know if any of you can tell me that wala kayong challenges sa buhay and outside of doTERRA. Of course, I'm sure you guys have that. But the question is how we deal with it and how we manage those challenges, right? That's the main thing that we have to talk about. And of course, building doTERRA, we have challenges that I personally encountered when I started developing committed leaders here in the Philippines. The first is the culture. I always like to talk about the culture kasi I personally have to relearn, study the Filipino culture. I think you guys know that I have been away from the Philippines for a while. And so I had to kind of study again the culture ng mga Filipino. But doing that, I realized that it's not actually just the Filipino culture. We have to also study or know the culture of our members, each member. Kasi nga, depending on the age, there's millennials, there's senior citizen, there's middle age, and there's people, our members, different genders. They also have different culture, the way they do things. And of course, geography, kung saan sila nanggaling, kung mga ang Batanggenyo, iba, ang taga Manila, iba, ang taga Cebu, or the ibang province have different ways of doing things, diba? So, kanya-kanya, iba-iba, the way of doing things. So we have to be flexible. We have to adapt to how they do things so we can all, help them better. And I don't know about the other team, but I had problems with credit card. I mean, especially that I'm so used to having my members enroll themselves with their own credit card. And when I started here in the Philippines, not a lot of people have credit card or won't allow their credit card to be used. So we started using, as a leader, my own credit card, and it's tough because sometimes they pay you, sometimes they forget, or sometimes it takes a long time for them to give your money back. So I'm really appreciating, I really appreciate doTERRA for having an option now na hindi lang credit card ang mode of payment. And that's an improvement here in the Philippines. But if you are one of those like here in the province that lagi mong pinapagamit ang credit card mo, I always say be careful, or make sure you trust the person that you're letting your card be used for buying the product. Okay, of course, another one is finances. Some people would rather, they would tell you that, oh, I have more of some necessity that I have to buy, to use my money instead of investing on doTERRA, but I really want to do this as a business. So you have to kind of talk to them and kind of discuss with them that, you know what, if you really want to do this as a business, then you, like any other business, you have to invest something. Mabuti nga at dahil ang ating kits, you know, the minimum is 8,500, di ba? So that's very minimal. The other company has more than that. But if somebody will tell you that I really want to do it, but I don't have money, then talk to them about that. Kind of like explain to them the business, how every single business, you need to have an investment. And in terms of the sampling, you know, the product samples for their prospects, it's understandable that some people, they don't want to use their own product, their kit. So as leaders, I help them, or I know some of you do the same. You give them the sample here, you give it to your prospects and see what happens. And of course, the expectations, that's also a challenge for me. I personally, expectations for me is a cause of frustration. So I tend not to expect too much from anybody. But when you're dealing with different people and they have their own expectation, then it's really tough, right? So they have expectation with the corporate office and expectation with their uplines, and uplines having expectations with their downlines or sponsorship or enrollership, so forth. You just have to talk to them in a positive way, like kind of study what they're complaining about, and then see how you can solve it first before you know, I mean, you have to talk to the person who's your leader who's having issue. You also have to talk to the corporate office or to your member who's they're complaining about. And that's just the way it's going to be going. Do not add fuel to the fire when some people have some complaints. In terms of the corporate, our job as a leader is to defend the corporate office because they're the one who's helping us build our business. So make sure, because when they become seasoned leaders, they will understand what we're doing, okay? But in the meantime, that's what we do. But don't think that we're not talking to the corporate about the issue. Behind the scene, we're also telling them so they can help us with the improvement as well. And another one that challenge that I had is the time management. Some people will say, some leaders will say, oh, well, you know what, I don't have time. I have a full-time job and I have kids and I have family to take care of, or my upline is not doing this, my downline is not really responding to me. You know what, there's 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. You have time to scroll on Facebook or watch Netflix if you really are committed. If somebody tells you that they really want to commit their time to this business, then explain that to them and they will see it. We have someone from our team before, like, no, I can't, I have a business. I have to wake up at early in the morning to take care of my business. I don't have time to attend the class or whatnot. But after that, I don't know what happened, she realized that this is really a good business. Now she's unstoppable. She's one of the fastest leader in the Terra Philippines. And then incentives. There are some people that you will feel like we have to incentivize everybody. You have to pick and choose, because you have to do incentive only to the people who really are putting in their times and effort and resources to make this happen. And we also had issues with attendance of the classes. You kind of invest a lot of time and sometimes resources on classes before the pandemic, and also with the enrollment. But once that's settled and you kind of like have a conversation with your leaders and guide them, mentor them, and then things happen positively. So these are some challenges that we have encountered. Then after we kind of pass this, but this is like ongoing because we always have new leaders. So you just have to like kind of like, oh, okay, another one and another one. So you just have to learn how to mentor and do things. But the corporate is improving. We from the beginning of time. So you guys are, those who are new, you guys are really in a good treat, because we have a better no, it's still new, but it's way better than before. And I liked it because they listen to us. Okay, so now that we have encountered the challenges and we try to resolve it, the next thing is, how do we sustain commitment within our team? I mean, that's another one that we really have to kind of pay attention to, because this is the one that's going to help increase our retention rate. So you have to always maintain positive and productive mindset among your team. You have to understand, again, the culture, because the culture is something that will make you flexible. You have to know them personally. Your team, treat them like your own, not just them, but also their family, because doTERRA is a family business. This is not just a one person doing the business within the family. Even kids, you get to know them, and it's the whole entire family. Meet them, meet those leaders where they want to be met. Don't rush those people who, there are some leaders that they want to slow down, right? Don't rush those people. If they're trying to build and you rush them and they don't want it, then they're going to be frustrated. They're going to feel like you're forcing them to do things they don't want to. Don't bug them unless they want to be bothered. Meet them halfway, respect their privacy, okay, and respect their decision. Whatever decision they tell you, okay, just like, okay, just so you know, whatever comes up, and if you decided to go back to the business or to need our help at any time, we are just here, okay? I usually tell those people who are, telling me that I want to do this as a business, I tell them that if you really want me to help you, I will do it all the way, whatever it takes. But do not expect me to be calling you all the time, to be bugging you all the time, because that's not how I am. I'm not going to force anybody to do things that they don't want to do. Okay, so, but there are some people like, yeah, bug me, bother me, I might forget. So if that's the case, I would do that, okay? In the meantime, if they decided to slow down or not to do the business, but they continue LRP and they still attend the classes and all, another way is just always continue inviting them to all the classes, because sometimes they get burned out with other things, and doTERRA is the one that they kind of slow down. And so invite ko lang sila sa classes, continuing education, sa mga intro classes, and you will notice that at saka pag nakita nila na always yung positive and productive yung team, parang manghihinayang silang tumiwalag ba or umalis. They're gonna like, oh yeah, this is my family now, I'm gonna continue this one. And also recognition, always recognize the people who rank up. It doesn't matter how small the recognition, always recognize them. Lead with love. That's very important. Lead with love, with integrity, with honesty. It's something that we have to do, and with sincerity and with respect. And I don't think I have to elaborate. I don't think I have to elaborate on a servant leader. You have to be a servant leader. Believe in them more than they believe in you, in themselves. And so among all these things, if you, I mean, these are just some that I could think of. If you do all these things together as a team, you will have fun building together your team and the business. So just like I know it's individual business, but make it a business of everybody's business, like helping each other, because you parang you recognize, parang you celebrate other people's achievements, and they would actually appreciate that, and it's fun, right? Anyway, so I don't know what else to say, but the tips, I was asked to give you guys tips for building and sustaining commitment. It's all the same. Support, support, support. Collaboration among leaders, incentivizing people who work so hard and who invite people. We do actually incentivize people who invites at least 5 people to the class. And then we also give samples to the people they invited to attend the class. When there's a rank advancement, we give something to them as well. Education, of course, education is a huge thing, because without education, doTERRA is not going to survive. doTERRA issues an education. That's why the retention rate of doTERRA is high, because of education and the mentorship that the leaders from different team give to each other. And talk to your leaders. Don't think that you're an upline, that you know it all. No, it's always good to talk to your leaders as well. Seek for their advice. I always I love to ask my leaders advice. I always ask them for ideas, because it's like getting to know them, right? So we talk to each other, and I will follow what they want me to do. Like if they it's good to do that, kasi parang yung expectations nila mamimit mo, kasi sometimes you cannot read everybody's mind naman, di ba? And so just be inspired. My leaders inspired me. I mean, I'm so proud of them. Whatever they do, however they do things, I am so inspired. And I know as much as I could be an inspiration to them, but they actually inspired me to death. Be excited. Always get excited. Keep the momentum. Kasi pag nawala na yung excitement, ay di lahat, they're gonna follow. It's like law of attraction, di ba? So always get excited, and momentum is up. Be consistent, just like using the oil. Consistency is the key. So be consistent all the time, and maintain a positive and productive mindset. That's always, I mentioned that earlier. And believe in yourself, in the doTERRA business opportunity, because you know what? There's no such thing as failure with doTERRA. This is something that I can honestly say it's the best company, not because I'm in it, but because I know I'm not because I know there's no such thing, and I will tell you why. I have a story to tell about it's my own story. Actually, I think some of you know already. Prior to joining doTERRA, I was an employee. I worked with companies who have a mission of serving the underserved. So it's like in a community that they needed help. And I felt like I stayed there for a long time, because even though I'm behind the desk, I feel like I am of value. I'm helping in a way. I'm not out there in the community, but I feel like, being in the company that help people, it makes me feel good. So I thought that's just my way of giving back. So my life was comfortable. I mean, I can answer, I don't have kids. I don't know, you have kids, but most of you have kids, and I envy you. But my life was really comfortable at before, and I thought I would be retiring at my last job of almost 20 years until doTERRA found me. I say doTERRA found me because I did not look for doTERRA like everybody else here. My friend introduced me to doTERRA, and that's when I started realizing after using doTERRA that there is more to life than being in a corporate world. I was actually, I told my friend, I told my friend, hey, I will never do this as a business. I'm not a salesperson and I hate networking. And she's like, all right, okay. But she said she tricked me one day, my first year with doTERRA. She tricked me and she actually bought a ticket for me to go to the convention, and she said, "You're going. So you reserve your flight, and we're sharing a hotel room, and blah blah blah." So it didn't disappoint me. The first convention I attended, and which is kind of good. I had no idea what to expect, but um, I actually loved it. So I started attending on a yearly basis. I did not do the business then. I was just a user. I think it was only like maybe 6, 7 years ago. That's when I started doing the business. But because I love doTERRA, I love the oils, I started really sharing it with people. I work in a medical research university where I have a lot of doctors and nurses, and those are the people that they understand that the science behind essential oil. And because it helped me with my health, I start sharing them. I wanted to help other people feel better as well. I want them to feel like me, that no more pain, no more issues with the health. Sabi nga nila, sharing is caring, so why not? So I was literally just sharing it, like handing it over like I'm giving away candy. And my husband would sometimes say, ano ba yan? It's just a charity business. Kasi dumadating yung check, mga $20, mga $40, pero yung lumalabas na pera malaki dahil nga bili ako ng oil, pinapamigay ko lang yung malalaking bote pa noon, ano. So anyway, I reached silver and gold so quickly that I had no idea. I mean, I don't know what happened. Then after that, I got stuck. I mean, my progression to ranking up stopped. And I would I remember attending one of the leadership retreat, and I was frustrated because you know how my my upline David So used to call me the old gold, and until it kind of like stressing me out, like, yeah, I'm still gold. How many years now? I'm still gold. And I remember talking to Emily Wright. You know Emily Wright. Who doesn't know Emily Wright here? But Emily Wright kind of say that it doesn't matter how slow you go. With doTERRA, there's no such thing as failure. And she's right. So she gave me some ideas on what to do. And sure enough, I kind of started joining the Diamond Club every weekend, starting on Friday night, talking about time management. I had a full-time job and a part-time job, and I am in the Diamond Club. And that time, there's no online classes, it's all in person. So every weekend, starting on Friday night, I would be traveling, flying, sometimes driving from one state to another in California, in the United States, or even in Chicago, different states. Or sometimes I would be driving from one place to another. And it's just so crazy. Every 6 months, I started flying dito sa Pilipinas para magklase. Within a week, parang 1 week lang, at tapos 2 weekend para lang magklase. So I had no idea how I did it. It was exhausting. Like at the picture on the left of you is a picture of mine that I was really exhausted. It is like take 5, 6 classes in a day, and my last class is in my house, and it's taking someone to open the door. And so that one is a picture of my downline actually took that picture, who was driving me around, and I was exhausted. But at the end of the day, I still feel good and comfortable. And so one event, doTERRA announced that Philippines is going to open. And that's when you think yung commitment ko na yung resources yung time, yung effort ko, akala ko fully committed na ako sa doTERRA. Pero nung i-announce nila yung doTERRA Philippines is opening, my real commitment to this business was challenged. I was so stressed out. I was like thinking and thinking about it until that time that I attended a convention that they said it again, that's going to be open the next year. And so I went home and I told myself, I will not remove the wristband from that convention until I resign from my job. And I feel like I committed myself to doing that. And so every day, and can you see the color from new to old? It's like, kasi shower ka, nandun dyan, hindi matatanggal unless you cut it. So my coworkers were even making fun of me, like, what the heck is that bracelet of yours or something? Sabi ko, no, this is my thing na pag tinanggal ko to, when I removed it, that means I'm leaving you guys, I'm resigning from this job. And so I did. One fine Sunday, after talking to my husband, I told, I bought a ticket to Philippines and I typed my resignation letter. And so when I filed my resignation letter, my boss will not accept it. They tried to bargain with me, giving me more salary and also giving me like 6 months leave or how much time I need. And I just said no, because I would like to commit myself to really building doTERRA fully, especially here in the Philippines. And so after that, the rest is history. As you guys can see, I was a doTERRA in the US because my coworkers, doctors and healthcare practitioners, they call me the doctor of doctors. But when I came to Philippines, I'm always running around with my backpack and my water. And I think Joanne took this picture, or I don't know, Queenie. And they start calling me doTERRA. doTERRA, because you know Dora always have a backpack. And so I start becoming like a Kalad Karen. I actually name myself Kalad Karen because I go everywhere, wherever they take me. I have shown my leaders how things are done. If you could see on the right, this is like me and Alma, one of Queenie's leaders. Were treating a wound of someone with diabetes. And I remember Queenie was just watching because Queenie is like, oh. She was just watching, listening, and all those things. But if you can see now, I'm so proud of these leaders. These are just some of the leaders that I have. And you see Queenie doing her classes under the mango tree sa ilalim ng, may kanta bang ganon? Sa ilalim ng puno ng mangga na mga naka-tricycle pa yung ano niya sa papag. Tapos sa barangay hall, and then si John at si Shen as well doing their own classes. And then as you can see, they started doing their own sampling and incentive to their teams. And like Joanne is doing all this keychain, I think, with samples to give to her team, to our members. So these are something that I am really proud of because you know what? I have committed, that talking about commitment, right, Jared? I have committed myself not just to help people feel and live better. I have committed to help people have a better life and to succeed on this business, especially here in the Philippines. So, para bang I feel like I want to give back. And if I have to give back, might as well dito sa Pilipinas, di ba? Kasi ang networking dito sa Philippines is parang, tawag dito, saturated na ba na lagi may bad reputation. I want to show Philippines na merong networking na hindi bad ang reputation. So I'm really proud to see some of them now more independent and building their own team, taking care of their own team. But one thing I can tell you, the secret of building doTERRA business is finding someone better than you. And I think with the leaders that I have, you guys can agree with me that they are much better than me. I am not better than anybody on my team. So if you find someone better than you, do whatever it takes to keep them and to help them, because they are going to help you all the way. They're going to be adoring you all the way. They're going to be forever grateful to you. Like I'm forever grateful to my friend Sandra for introducing doTERRA to me. And so, this is from Leadership Magazine in the US. I'm not here to tell anyone that doTERRA business is easy. If you are in a business, if you're in a business owner yourself, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's never easy, especially in the beginning. There's always ups and down, lose and profit and all. So, but one thing is doTERRA is your business. You have to own it. It doesn't matter what your upline or down, what your uplines do. If your upline doesn't help you, then find somebody, find somebody who can help you. It could be the one up there. If nobody's there, then just try to make it yourself, okay? It is like any other business out there. Sacrifices had to be made. But the difference is, again, with doTERRA, when you do the sacrifice, hey, we have the best product. Our product is incomparable compared to other company out there. We have like the purest essential oil. It's a gift from God. So you cannot compare it with other products out there. So there's a lot of people out there, again, I always say this, that praying to get better, to live better. We have the tools. So we could be an instrument to answer that prayers, right? So if you do this business, if you really commit to doing this as a business, I can tell you, you will not just be successful in making people feel better and making a difference, but definitely you will be successful financially. Be authentic, know your team, find a common ground, create unity with a culture of positivity, and strive to provide value. You know, you don't focus too much on your own success. Focus more on the success of your team, on your leaders, because when they are successful, you will also be successful. Hey, mali. The next page. Yeah. So I just want to say, when thinking back to my journey and the sacrifices I made, I can honestly say that sacrifices have to be made for anything worthwhile in life. And with doTERRA, again, those sacrifices have been well worth it. So do it. These are just some quotes that I have. If you guys want to read through it, I'm not going to read it. But I want to end this with saying that, you know what, doTERRA Philippines is ours, yours, mine, everybody, Jared, Joven, this is our market. Let's own it. You know what, we're so blessed and lucky that we have the corporate office doing everything to our advantage. So why not take advantage of that? This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Let's make doTERRA Philippines the biggest market ever, and let's be part of it. So, because you know what, together, whether you're from another team, Espie's team or other team, if we can work together, we can make it happen. We can actually make a difference. Thank you.